When most people hear about building muscle or preserving strength as they age, they immediately think of fancy supplements, protein powders, or health fads like bone broth. Bone broth has become the darling of the wellness world, promoted as a miracle food for joints, skin, and recovery. But let me tell you something that may surprise you. If you truly want to protect your muscles, keep your independence, and live vibrantly into your later years, bone broth is not the answer. Instead, there's a humble food that has been right under our noses all along. It's affordable, versatile, and one of the most powerful allies we have against one of the biggest health challenges of aging, sarcopenia, and that food is the egg. What is sarcopenia and why does it matter? Before we dive into eggs, let's talk about sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the medical term for age-related muscle loss. It's the slow, creeping decline in strength and mobility that many people assume is just a normal part of getting older. But here's the truth, sarcopenia is not inevitable. You may have seen it in your own family. Perhaps an older relative who was once strong and energetic now struggles to climb stairs, carry groceries, or rise from a chair without help. That's sarcopenia in action. It doesn't just steal strength, it steals independence and confidence. And it can begin much earlier than most people think, sometimes in your 40s. The consequences of sarcopenia go far beyond muscles. Muscle tissue is your body's engine. It burns calories at rest, stabilizes joints, protects bones, and fuels your metabolism. When muscle is lost, everything else follows. Energy declines, risk of falls and fractures increases, and conditions like diabetes and even dementia become more likely. So when I speak about protecting your muscles, I'm not talking about vanity. I'm talking about protecting your health, your independence, and your very quality of life. Why eggs outperform bone broth? Bone broth is often promoted as a muscle-supporting superfood because of its collagen content. And yes, collagen is important for skin elasticity and joint health. But when it comes to building or maintaining actual muscle tissue, collagen simply doesn't deliver. Collagen is not a complete protein. It lacks the full range of essential amino acids that your muscles require for repair and growth. It's like trying to build a house with only half the bricks. Eggs, on the other hand, are nature's complete package. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in the perfect ratio your body needs. In fact, scientists use egg protein as the gold standard to measure protein quality in other foods. That's how efficient and bioavailable it is. When you eat eggs, your body can absorb and use that protein more effectively than almost any other source. And the benefits don't stop at protein. The yolk, which many people still avoid out of fear of cholesterol, is where the real magic lies. It's packed with vitamin D, choline, omega-3 fatty acids, lutein, and zeaxanthin. These nutrients don't just support muscle health, they also nourish your brain, protect your eyes, boost energy, and enhance overall vitality. Modern research has debunked the myth that eating whole eggs increases your risk of heart disease. For most people, 2 to 3 whole eggs per day is not only safe but incredibly beneficial. Overcoming anabolic resistance. Here's another reason eggs are such a game changer. They help overcome something called anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein. That means you could eat the same portion of protein in your 50s as you did in your 20s, but your muscles won't respond the same way. This is one of the key drivers of sarcopenia. The good news is that certain proteins can break through this barrier, so especially those rich in leucine, the amino acid that acts like a switch to trigger muscle growth. Eggs are naturally high in leucine. Just 2 eggs at breakfast can provide enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, particularly when paired with resistance exercise. Think about the difference. Sipping a cup of bone broth might feel comforting, but it barely nudges your muscle building machinery. Starting your day with scrambled eggs and vegetables, however, actively signals your muscles to stay strong. Eggs, vitamin D, and beyond. Eggs are also one of the best natural sources of vitamin D, a nutrient essential for muscle strength, balance, and bone health. Low vitamin D is strongly linked to frailty and falls in older adults, yet deficiencies are widespread. By including eggs in your diet, you're not only feeding your muscles, but also nourishing your bones, nervous system, and immune function. When I think of eggs, I see them as a complete survival food: protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, all in a perfectly designed shell. They are affordable, easy to prepare, and adaptable to any meal of the day. Hydration and electrolytes, the overlooked factors. Now let me share something many people overlook. Muscle health isn't just about protein, it's also about hydration and electrolytes. Your muscles are about 75% water. Every contraction, every signal from your brain to your muscles depends on proper hydration. Even mild dehydration can reduce strength, coordination, and recovery. Over time, chronic underhydration feeds directly into muscle decline. But water alone isn't enough. You also need the right balance of electrolytes: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and chloride. These minerals act like sparks that allow your muscles to contract and relax. Without them, cramps, weakness, and fatigue set in. As people age, their sense of thirst diminishes, and many medications further deplete electrolytes. This creates a perfect storm for muscle decline. That's why paying attention to hydration and eating foods rich in electrolytes like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, avocados, bananas, and dairy is essential. The role of inflammation. Another hidden factor in sarcopenia is chronic inflammation. Every workout, every movement creates tiny tears in muscle fibers. Inflammation is part of the healing process. But, when inflammation lingers day after day, it prevents proper recovery, accelerates muscle breakdown, and weakens the body over time. This is why anti-inflammatory foods are so vital. Foods like fatty fish, think salmon, sardines, mackerel, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, berries packed with antioxidants, leafy greens loaded with magnesium and vitamin K, turmeric with its powerful compound curcumin, nuts and seeds for healthy fats and minerals, olive oil, a natural anti-inflammatory fat, and legumes and beans that also support gut health. When you make these foods a regular part of your diet, you're not just eating for today, you're creating an internal environment where your muscles can thrive for years to come. Practical ways to use eggs. Let's get practical. One of the best things about eggs is their versatility. Boiled eggs make a perfect snack or quick breakfast. Scrambled eggs with spinach and mushrooms pack in protein and phytonutrients. Omelets with vegetables can be a filling, nutrient-rich meal. Poached eggs over avocado toast provide protein and healthy fats. You can even add a raw egg to a smoothie if you're adventurous, though of course always ensure food safety. Unlike bone broth, which can be expensive and time-consuming to prepare, eggs are accessible to nearly everyone. They cook quickly, fit into any meal plan, and make hitting your protein goals simple. Building a lifestyle that protects muscle. Now, I want to be clear, eggs alone won't save you from sarcopenia. They're a tool, a powerful one, but they must be combined with the right lifestyle choices. Here's the full picture for protecting your muscles. First, eat quality protein daily, with eggs as a staple. Second, do resistance exercise, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even body weight movements like squats and push-ups. Third, stay hydrated and include electrolyte-rich foods. Fourth, lower inflammation with an anti-inflammatory diet rich in whole, colourful foods. Fifth, get enough sleep and recovery since muscles grow during rest. And sixth, embrace the whole egg. Don't throw away the yolk. Imagine two people in their 60s. One follows health fads, sips bone broth, avoids eggs, and does only light cardio. The other eats eggs daily, focuses on resistance training, and nourishes their body with anti-inflammatory foods. Fast forward 10 years, one is frail and dependent, the other is strong, mobile, and still enjoying life fully. That's the difference these choices can make. Final thoughts. Aging does not have to mean decline. With the right nutrition and habits, it can mean wisdom, strength, and vitality. Sarcopenia is not your destiny. It's a risk you can fight against. So next time you're at the grocery store, walk past the expensive bone broth cartons and head straight for the egg section. Pick up a dozen high-quality eggs and start making them part of your daily routine. It's not complicated, it's not expensive, it's not a trend, it's a timeless food that has been fueling human strength for thousands of years. Remember this, muscle is life, and eggs are one of the simplest, most powerful tools you have to protect it.